We've all heard people say things like that club, that football club or whatever club, has a great spirit about it. Or this community has a nice spirit. And people talk about the spirit that exists in certain organisations or certain communities. This is Roger from MSC Mission Office, and this is Mission Alive, and today is Pentecost Sunday. The Pentecost Sunday concerning the coming of the Holy Spirit. But I want to talk about the other sense of a spirit. Spirit in an organisation or a community or a club or a business. There's a good spirit here. It's a spirit of generosity. It's a spirit of hard work. It's a spirit of cooperation. People put names on it. And it's often said about that, particularly we've seen in Australia in times of disaster, that this good spirit in people seems to come to the fore. And it's a spirit that is with the people. It comes from the people. In many ways, it's bigger than the people. It sort of takes over the whole community. Now, we speak of the Holy Spirit. First appears at creation, where the Spirit moved over the waters, or moved over the chaos, and creation emerged. So it's a creative spirit. It's the same spirit that was with the prophets in the Old Testament. The Spirit of the Lord came to prophet such and such and said. So the Spirit has been around a long time. And so we talk about this day of Pentecost. The Spirit we're talking about is the Spirit of the Lord. And I've read a very good writer said, the Father loves the Son, and the Son loves the Father, and the loving between them is the Spirit of love. And so on you could say about other different attributes of God between the Father and the Son, and what is created in the relationship between the Father and the Son is in fact the Spirit of God, the Spirit of the Lord. And then we talk of the gifts of the Spirit. Classically in the Catechism, wisdom, understanding, fortitude, piety and fear of the Lord. And there's other gifts of the Spirit, the gift of tongues, the gift of interpretation, the gifts of preaching, the gift of healing. The Spirit has all these gifts. And we must realise, especially today, we have the Spirit of God within us, individually and as a community. And we should never forget that. Often we do. We're relying on ourselves, our own strengths, our own abilities, our own planning. And I'm a big sinner that way. I work hard and I rely on myself. I forget at times that the Spirit of God is doing everything. It's the Spirit of God that is guiding my mind and my thoughts and my efforts. And always the Spirit is there as a driving force. And the Spirit is in fact in some ways with us by our nature, because we are created in the image and likeness of God. And the Spirit of God is part of God, part of the Trinity. And if we're created in the image and likeness of God, then we have the Spirit. And Jesus comes and gives us the Spirit again, in a sense, to confirm what has already been given in our lives. So today, think of the Spirit living within you. Think of the Spirit in your community, in your family, perhaps in your school, in your business, wherever you are. If there's a good spirit there amongst people, that's the Spirit of God. And we have to live by the Spirit and allow the Spirit to live within us and allow the Spirit to drive us and to come forward and inspire us and to give us strength and courage in our life. And this will drive us on mission. Thank you for being with us.